Hey, my name is Abriana, also known as Black Girl Writing, and today I'm going to give y'all a recap of my first week with Nano. So I'm going to get straight into it, no beating around the bush. I wrote a total of 398 words, added to my prologue that I did, I want to say in the last week's video or the week before that. I'm working on my prologue a little bit. At least I think I filmed that. I don't know. Sometimes I get really confused and I gotta go back and watch my videos. I'd be like, what the hell was I even talking about? But as of the first week of Nano, I wrote a total of 398 words, and I only wrote on Wednesday. I had a really fed up day on Wednesday. I was like, fuck it, I'm not doing any work or anything when I get home. I put my phone on do not disturb. I regretted that the next day because I had a shit ton of work waiting for me when I went out to the field. But I was like, damn it, I just needed that time to focus on stuff that I wanted to do. But really the first week of Nano was just a lot of time for me to just prioritize and reflect on how I view myself as a writer and how I view writing. So Monday and Tuesday I didn't write. Wednesday I wrote. Thursday, Friday I didn't write, and then Saturday and Sunday I also didn't write. One main thing is being burnt out at work. I'm really wanting a freaking week vacation or something, or just to get away from work as it is. This week was the first week of me not having to do any work Saturday or Sunday. Like, I got all of my important work done on Friday, and I cannot tell you how that just lifted the weight of expectation off of my shoulders, because I'm like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta help somebody with this, that's gonna be all weekend, and then I won't be able to do the things that I want to do. But I put that expectation of writing on myself, and I just knew I wouldn't be able to handle it all, I guess. So Wednesday when I did write, I tried to write what I felt was the best. I'm still kind of iffy when it comes to writing people and the dialogue, not the dialogue necessarily. Well, no, I'll say the dialogue. And what I've noticed this week, I did really want to write. However, one, I wasn't in the right state of mind, and then two, I was still having that imposter syndrome. What I was writing in that prologue, it's okay. I don't necessarily love it. However, sorry, I just got an email from work. It was really long. It makes me feel like I gotta look at it, and that is important, but I'll do it after the video, because I still got time. Anyway, but that did throw me off a little bit. Damn, what was I talking about? Comfortable with what I have written on the page. I feel I am not getting out what I'm thinking in my head on the page, and that's kind of bothering me. And then I also have that imposter syndrome as well. That's kind of wants to work its way into my head, and I'm just So I've been dealing with that. And one thing I also have noticed is I feel like I now consider my writing a job and not a leisure pastime. And I say that because with my job that I have, I am fully dedicated, have given my undivided attention. I feel that way towards when I write. I feel like I can't write and do this, or passively write and try to do something else. I have to be fully into it. I have to be immersed. No interruptions in my office, no calls, no texts, no nothing to me, or for me to fully be able to tap into what I need to tap into. And it happened to me once where I was just able to dive into my work, no distractions, no nothing. And I had a really good writing section. That was one of my previous projects. I don't think I talked about it, but I might have. But I was able to fully dive into it, and I was able to make that connection. Now, the way I look at writing, I have to look at it, and it's gonna seem weird, but I feel like I have to look at it, and I do look at it as a job. I have to be fully committed and give it my undivided attention, so I can give the results that I'm satisfied with. And what's happening now is Abriana, I'm talking in third person, Abriana is not satisfied with her half-ass work. Yeah, I'm writing and I'm putting words to the page, but is it quality words? No. I reread it to myself, I read it aloud, and I'm just it's just bleh. it's not je ne sais quoi. Like, it's just not. So that's something I kind of discovered about myself. Because when I wrote those 398 words, I'm still very proud of them, but they're mediocre. They're stale. And I know they are because I've been writing a shit ton of papers for my master's class, and I'm very proud of myself. I've been getting A's on all of my papers. Like, I used to suck at writing and be able to describe things and explain things, but you know, being older now, I'm able to do that now. So I know there are times I can tap into my writing and I can do it well. Like my instructor was like, you write really good papers. I'm like, thank you. You would have asked me to write a paper in college, I would have got a fucking F, because I could not write and elaborate or do nothing. But I know I can do that now, and I want to do that when it comes to my work. So I'm gonna do another experiment for myself. It's still gonna be Nano. I feel like NaNoWriMo can be whatever the hell you want. I mean, hell, I was already a Nano rebel. Like, I already started the prologue before Nano started, so it's like whatever. I think what I'm gonna do to start making myself feel comfortable with the words that I write, and to just be able to explore different types of writing, tenses, pretenses. That's something I kind of still struggle with. You guys know from the correction with my alpha reader, she was like, you're jumping in and out of tenses and I need you to stay on one track. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. I'll try. So practicing with like tenses, making sure I stay in like the same time period, because I'd be confused sometimes. I'd be like, is this present tense or past tense? Or, but if I say it like this, is it in the future tense now? Like, you know? So I've decided I'm going to do like short story writing prompts. And I saw another, I want to say Kate Kavanaugh did this, but it wasn't NaNoWriMo related. It was just like one of her writing experiments. And I kind of like how she did like short stories and like beginning to end, plot, everything, or like the promise, the plot, and then the payoff all in a single page document, or like a 2-page document, like a short story. And that's what I want to work on the rest of Nano. So this is what I'm going to do. To conclude this video, because I just wanted to recap what has been happening. Like, I did write, but it wasn't, you know, it wasn't up to my standards that I have for myself. And that's the hardest thing when you have standards for yourself and you just, you know, you're not meeting it. It's just, you never feel satisfied, and I have to work on that. I never feel satisfied. Shout out to Hamilton. Anyway, I'm going to do some writing prompts. What I decided to do, there is what's the website? It's called Fantasy Name Generator. That's where I get all my names for everything that I'm working on in my manifestors book. I got all my names and everything from that website, but they also have like short story prompts, or like premise prompts, or plot stuff. And I'm going to do one of those. I'm going to do one a week. So there's only what, two more weeks left, because it's the 7th or 8th. Are there 4 weeks in November? I don't know, I'm having a brain fry. I think November only has 3 weeks ish, or has 4. Anyway, so for the remainder of this week, I'm going to pick a story idea for a short story. I'm going to write it out beginning to end, and that's what I'm going to do to just get myself more comfortable with writing. Because, you know, especially since I don't do it every day. I do a lot of like texting and planning and like note jotting, but like writing, I don't do a lot of that. So it's still something that's very foreign to me. Unless it's like a fan fiction, it's going to be extremely foreign to you, girl. So I'm sorry. And sometimes I feel like when I come on here and I'm just like always crushing it, I feel like I'm coming up with excuses. But that'd be like real life shit. Like, I'd be like, damn, like I just don't like what I'm putting out on the table. And I know for me, how my brain associates things, I have to be fully invested into something. I can't multitask. I suck at fucking multitasking. Oh my God, you should ask my coworkers. I suck at multitasking. I can't multitask for shit. So, and you can ask my husband. Like, I can't multitask for shit. Like, so when it comes to my writing, I feel like I just need to scope it down a little bit, make it a little bit more simpler, where I'm more comfortable with what I'm dishing out, whether it be, you know, experiments with a short story, 2 pages. And I feel like I can do that. I feel that's something that's very doable, simple and doable. And then from there, I can move on to longer things, because, you know, chapters are scenes and all that stuff. Like, the way I see a chapter is a big clunk of words, and not as the scenes as which they are. So that's just something I also have to reprogram my brain to do. So yeah, so that was my first week in Nano. It went swimmingly. I wrote 398 words from my prologue. So I guess that's like, I had a page and a half already, and then I had the 398. So I guess, it's like 1,000 something. So yeah, I mean, it's a learning process. I'm not stressed. I'm not a paid author yet. So I have no like timeline that I had to clock into, but I do know, moving forward, just how my brain works and what could potentially work for me better is kind of just to see it as also a job where I have to give it its undivided, undistracted attention. So yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. Tell me how y'all first week of Nano went. Did y'all like crush it, or were y'all like, Nano was a good idea at the time, but then life hit and I said peace to that Nano idea. But no, just let me know how it is. I haven't watched any other author tubers videos on Nano because I compare myself a lot. I love to play that comparison game. And it ain't right. Like, I be trying to compare people like full-blown authors who are doing Nano, and they're like, oh, I did 10,000 words, and I'm like, I did none. But then like, this is like a full-blown author who that's their job is to write, and mine's is not. Mine's is to maintain facilities and make sure nothing blows up. So that's just my job. Anyway, I will see you guys in another video real soon.